Then the second, what's the second one? The ability to have, to comprehend the reason, have intellect. That's the second. What's the third one? Is to have the knowledge. Now once you're able to, now put read that into practice now. That's, because what good is reading something and then you don't do it? What did that You read an ayat, you read a hadith of Allah's Messenger, and then you ignore it? I mean, you got to be out your mind. And you know better? This is aql.
You understood. You read.
And you still don't. Allah say don't drink. Don't let taqtaribu az-zina. Don't go near zina. No muqaddarat, no drugs. No, and you, I mean, you understand me? What can be said to a person who has the aql but ignores the, what can you say about a person like that? May Allah save us from acting like that. To read something and to ignore what Allah said. Or ignore what the Prophet said. That's a dangerous road to take. You hear the adhan, you know it's time for salat, you know it's Ramadan, and you choose to do something contrary. You gotta be, I mean, you remember that? I don't know if y'all remember Richard Pryor? He told me he had a heart attack walking down the street. I mean, eating a tuna fish sandwich. You don't remember that crowd we do? Oh, we gotta tell you that one day. Right? Can't do it here.
Not now.
I mean, but you understand? That's how, he'd be afraid. That's how he was on the stage. It was funny. All right. So thalithuha. Right? Hilm. Right? Is what rabi'uha. All of these things help make sure that we have the best character.
Can you explain that little part of the line for me right there? With the hilm, with how it's going into, what does it actually mean right there?
Hilm is...
Now, I know what it meant, but what does it mean, like, right there? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, in reference... in conjunction with the rest of... What does that kind of mean at that point?
I had an idea of, like, as far as, like, well, you know how once you come to know things, like, when you see other people not doing it, you have to have forbearance to deal with them.
If you... Gentleness.
That comes to, yeah. Him also means that. Like,
discernment, understanding. And,
Imam Shafi, remember in the book, Thalathatul Usul? You read this book yet?
Three fundamental.
Huh? Okay. What did Imam Shafi say about Surah Asr? Can you remember?
You said if that was the only thing revealed, that would be it.
Okay.
That'd be
Why? Because they're talking about sabr. This was the base of that of his statement. When you see, you have the ability not to do it, but you choose to be patient anyway for the better good.
Oh, so if you, like, even a sin, even in that way, even if there's a sin that you could do, you be patient with it. Okay, I see. Okay, I got it now. I just was didn't quite understand how that was in reference to everything else, but now I get it.
Okay. Well, Judu, Qamisuha. Well, Jude. Jeen, wow, da. Jude. Jeen, wow, da. I think y'all you're looking at Jeen, yeah, or wow? Wow. Jeen, wow. But this comes from the verb hijab.
It says to not be Jewish.
Where?
I had the right to count. You told me. It don't say that at all. He just made that. Look at this cool. I was like, what? You don't see? He's at it again.
That's what I'm saying. I see. This is him now.
Well, we got a perfect example, mashallah. No, it didn't say that. It don't say not Jewish.
Well, Jude, okay? Well, Jude called me so. Everybody see what Jude is. Okay? Right? So, Jude and Kareem, so you see these words are very similar in meaning. Kareem and Jude is very similar in meaning. Okay, to be open. I mean to be generous. This is Jude.
That's where my name come from.
Okay.
Yeah, Jawad.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see it right there.
Yep.
That's something to do with horses and racing.
Okay. So Jude qami suha. Wal fadlu sadisuha. Wal fadlu sadisuha. Fadl. Fadl. We usually say min fadlik.
Yeah.
Okay. Fadl. You know what fadl means? I mean, it means what's left over, the excess, what's extra. This is fadl. Fadl. So, maybe one just look so we can get some other meanings for fadl. Fa, dod, la. Okay.
Fad.
Fa, dod, lam.
You got it? Fudge.
We have it now?
Surplus over
Okay. If everybody go to the dictionary first. I mean, go to the verbal meaning first. Go to the verbal itself first.
It's 717.
Fudul.
To be in excess. To remain. To excel. To surpass.
To be excellent, superior, exquisite. Good. Be better.
Yeah, I like that.
Be more adequate.
I want to be further.
Me too.
Let's go to the verb itself first, right? So, you know, because it has a lot of meanings, and we want, just so we can see it. Everybody have it?
Fadala.
Okay?
What page?
Okay.
717 and then it goes into 718. It's on the bottom of the last one.
Okay. But we want the verb itself, right? So you see there, the verb, the past tense can be read with a, with fata or kesra. It's fadala or fadila. Right? And the first one, if you choose to read it with the fata, the present tense becomes dhamma, yafdulu. And if you choose to read it with kesra, it becomes a fata, yafdalu. Okay? And then you see the masdar for it, fad, which is the same word here, but that means to be surplus. You see it? To be in excess. Okay? We want to come on down, right? And then now, come on, it says to be excellent.
To excel.
Right? Superior. Exquisite, good, be better, be more adequate. This is fadl.
So that's like more extreme of
Jude, right, exactly. Exactly. And then that's why you see fadl, you know, I mean, you see the plural fudul, surplus, overplus, excess, you know. Okay? Okay? Well, fadlu sadi suha. Again, we talk about all the things that, these are all mutahara, all detergents, to make sure that makarim akhlaq, our character, is clean. Okay? We should still be working on maybe, what, one or two, right?
Yeah.
In terms of when we think about...
It just seems like there's so much in that few words.
You should break down Dean for
No,
And go in.
what is that?
Yeah, what is that? That's what I was saying. I didn't want to open that one, Cam, so I just left it.
Okay? Okay, so we have وَفَضْلُ سَادِسُهَا وَالْبِرُّ سَابِئُهَا وَالْبِرُّ. We know bir. Birru walidain.
Good.
Huh?
Good ones,
What you call righteousness,
good ones.
piety, dutiful. But look it up so you can understand. Because when you understand the word, then you can, you know, because Ibrahim said, you know,
What is it?
ba-ra. Ba, and then the ra is shadda. So ba-ra.
Is baraka at all related to that word?
Not to my knowledge. It may be, I don't know.
It was awesome.
Well,
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
that was gone. Piety, reverence, probity, godliness,
What
devoutness.
page?
49.
Wait, no.
That's the verb, right?
Yes. That's it?
Be charitable.
Beneficent.
Always go to the verb.
Go ahead. Especially God.
You always get your idea from the noun from the verb first, and then you work your way down to the actual word in question in your text. That way you appreciate the word a little better. So you see,
Sworn
that's the
statement.
verb here, but the noun
Bir
must
means
be
a
bir.
sworn.
So Allah says.
Because Allah always says the term bir al-walidain.
To face a certain way. Right?
Say that again?
In Surah Al-Baqarah,
Mm-hmm.
it says it's not beer to face
You
the
understand
east
what
or
that
the
means?
west.
You understand what that means?
No, you can break it down. So
No,
explain.
that means that just because you're facing that way doesn't mean you have bir.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I understand what that meant, but I thought y'all was about to go into something deeper.
They said that beer is to believe in Allah.
Oh, okay.
To
None of that
give
stuff's in
one.
here. Except this one, to obey. Especially to God.
Okay.
You know those people.
If I say it now? So, al-bir sabi'uha. Right? So, bir. So, what do we come up with bir? What's the meaning of bir for us? What we say?
Reverence, piety, righteousness,
Okay.
Probity.
Devoutness,
kindness,
godliness.
upright,
Okay.
devoted.
Okay. All right. So, wal-birru sabi'uha. Okay, and then we did this one, all right? Was-sabru thaminuha. Was-sabru. Okay. Okay. And this is again the patience. I mean, and even what I'm saying isn't even adequate in terms of the discussion with the ulama have said about supper. You know, because it's a long, many talks about supper and the different types. But just, you know, but for us though, this is the kind that you can't do nothing about anyway.
Sure.
That's shukran. Right? You can't do anything about it anyway. So you have to be patient. You know, there's some things you can't do nothing. So this is when you exercise that supper. You don't have the power to change it at anyway. So you be patient.
Yo, and all these all these dudes with all these big brains running around here now, and these men who are
Had big brains for real.
for real. Like, this stuff is like for real. Like, I'm thinking of all the intellectual discourse that you hear amongst the shuyuk and whatever they be
Amongst
saying.
who?
Oh, well, whoever. Yeah.
That's the problem, you see.
Yeah, and a few lines, and he just.
But you're also seeing that the reflection of what's actually being said on the board, what you're talking about, because you're seeing the difference between people who had an innate ability to reason and understand something versus being informed with a lot of information.
Okay, all right. So we good? Go to the next. Was shukuru. We know shukr.
Thank you.
Huh? Shukr. We know shukr. To say shukran, to be thankful,
Thankful.
grateful. Tasi'uha. Tasi, ninth. It's ninth detergent. Is to have gratitude. Shukr. Right? Okay. And of course, this is, of course, and shukr is on many levels. We should be grateful to Allah and to the people. The Prophet he said in a hadith, "Man lam yashkuru nas la yashkuru Allah." Whoever don't thank the people, don't thank Allah. So we have to be grateful not only to Allah but also to the people. Right? Someone does something for you, you should say shukran. You should acknowledge their help and their assistance. You don't, just take it for granted somebody's going to do something for you or for us. Okay? So, shukr is a detergent for making sure the soul, our character is good. This is the true charm school. Okay? Wa shukru tasi'uha. Okay? Right? It's ninth. Okay? واللين واللين lean باقيها, or we could say عاشر عاشرها عاشر. Baki meaning it completes it. 10 things, baki, finish. It's the remaining of it. Baki literally means the remaining, what's left. Right? Or ashiru at the 10th. It's 10th. Okay? I just started that. But lean, you may know the word lean. In reading, remember we have hurufu lane? Lane? What that, remember what lean means? Huh? We say?
Like,
You said
Soft.
soft. It's like soft, but lean. But lean here, in the text here, the word lean, because we have lane and we have lean. I'm trying to think of the ayat. Think when, I think what I'm thinking is when Allah ordered Musa and Harun to go to Fir'aun and speak to him lean or lane. This is where my mind is going with this word lean. But lean means to be soft, gentle. It has the kind of this word hilm in it, has all of that in it, but it's to be, I know a few people, I say, man, I look at them, man, all I do is say, mashallah. I mean, they're just the kindest people you could ever meet or ever know. It ain't me.
oh my
That's the
gosh.
nicest guy
I've ever seen in my life. Him and Mr. Bilal.
Every time I see
Mr.
him,
Bilal.
I just want
I can't even. I'll be like, you gotta be fronting, man. I'm waiting for you to do something wrong. I'm just looking, watching. Yeah, do something.
So that's lean. You see, you looked it up? Lamb, yeah, noon. Lamb, yeah, noon. Yeah. Look up the word lean, so everybody see it. Lean. Okay. Lamb, yeah, noon.
Softness, tenderness, tender.
No, I
Not really.
Gentle. She said kind, gentle, gentleness,
Yeah, get
flexibility.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, see the words there?
Huruful
Flexible. And then you're not rigid.
Wow.
You see it now?
Huruful
But we want lean, right? So it's
lean,
flexible.
softness, flexibility, pliable,
Right.
suppleness, yielding.
Oh man, we got another poem. Shall we go over some other time? Oh man, that just brought me back to thinking of something else Imam Ali said. I didn't study this one. The other poem was one of the first poems I studied by Imam Ali.
This one is?
No, not this one. This one came later. And that there taught me, made me think about the when he just said about the flexible. So a verse in there that I remember.
Still Malaysia.
Okay, but so we see lean, right? So he said, lean back here. So lean being flexible, we can't be rigid. We can't, gotta be some room. And this is one of the things, especially when, and it's not that because we're in a situation where we learning. You learn to appreciate. Yesterday we were doing the same evils that we trying to come down hard on someone today. Everybody understand? Yesterday we were doing the same evils. So this is why we learn to be patient and considerate of other people, even in their wrongdoing. And we make if we make dua that Allah God to bring them out of that. But for us, we don't have to get on a high horse and act like we all that, because we're not doing it today. Yesterday we were there. Because we're not doing that's a mercy from Allah that we out of that. And if we really care about that person, we should make dua for them. Or Allah, get them, improve their condition, improve their situation. Give them the aql.
Same way somebody did it for us at some point.
Hada huwa. That's it. Okay? All right. إن المكارم أخلاق مطهرة فالدين أولها والعقل ثانيها والعلم ثالثها والحلم رابعها والجود خامسها والفضل سادسها والبر سابعها والصبر ثامنها والشكر تاسعها واللين باقيها. النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. النفس 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 معروف. We know nafs. النفس in Arabic is feminine. It's مؤنث. النفس تعلم. النفس تعلم. النفس تعلم.
To know, you know.
النفس. This is your mubtada. Mubtada needs a what?
Cover.
It needs a cover. This is the cover.
No.
تعلم أني لا أصادقها. النفس is مبتدا. The nafs, what? تعلم.
No.
Knows.
No, you're-
The nafs
No.
knows what? أني.
Knows you. No.
أني. That I. That I. أني. That I. أني is this. أن. In the yeah always come back to me. Kitabi, qalami, me. النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. لا, we know لا. أصادقها. Usadic's third form verb. U goes back to who? Anna. Look, Usadic.
Not of the Sadiq.
Sadiq. Close, but look at the verb. It's not sadaqa. It's the third form. Don't look yet. Sadaqa. This is the verb. Sadaqa. Yusadiku. Musadaqa. Right? This is the verb. Sadaqa. Third form. The regular verb, if we take the aleph out, becomes form 1. This is form 3 now. Look, I want you to follow the text. Memorize it. Put yourself back in check. النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. النفس. What is the nafs for us? Come on, what? It's a bad thing. The nafs is bad.
It's not our friend.
So النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. The nafs تعلم أني that I will not what? Usadikuha. Ha goes back to the nafs. Usadik, that I will not befriend it. I'm not going to be a true friend. I'm not going to be intimate with my nafs. If we become intimate, we're in trouble. The nafs knows that. Now you understand, the nafs knows that. That's why we got, look, النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. You can't get close to your nafs. You can't. You can't get intimate with your nafs. النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. Learn the verse so that it penetrates in your heart and mind. Learn it. Look, he gave us 10 things that are detergents. What is it a detergent for? The nafs. That's what it's cleaning. That's how we get makarim akhlaq. That's how you get, if the nafs, that's what makes a difference between a person. Their soul. Man, you ain't got no soul. People do horrible and, you can't even, unspeakable things. It's because their soul has taken over. Muslim and non-Muslim. Mushrik, kafir, people of the book, you name it. Guys in bathrooms getting down, men and men. You can't even imagine that stuff. Women and women. So why? النفس تعلم أني لا أصادقها. Everybody ready? Everybody see the line? Everybody see this part of the verse?
Let's give us 5 seconds. Give us 5 seconds.
But see it? النفس. And again, look at I'm just going to throw a little something extra on this here. We have 2 types of sentences in Arabic. He could have said تعلم نفس أني لا أصدقها. we start with the noun. Why do you think he start with the noun first? Put emphasis on that noun.
Emphasize on
That
that.
the noun know, not the verb. Could have. Put emphasis on the noun. Everything is the noun. Everything is, right? In this case, the nafs is a dangerous thing. النفس تعلم أني لا أصدقها. وَلَسْتُ. We had this word before. لَسْتُ. We had this word. وَلَسْتُ لَيْسَ. The verb لَيْسَ. لَسْتُ. We talked about two. When you say two, what does it mean? I. لَسْتُ. What does لَيْسَ mean? Not. So, I am not. So, لَسْتُ. I am not. أَرْشُدُ. Past tense verb. Present tense verb. أَرْشُدُ. أَرْشُدُ. أَرْشُد. Rashid. Guided. Upright. لَسْتُ أَرْشُدُ. Past tense verb. Present. So, I am not guided. I am not guided. I am not in a ability. I'm not able to guide to guide to
God myself.
right because that's what Arshud, right? Reno Rashid is to have guidance, but what is another word I'm looking for? Look up Russia there or Russia there. Look at the word. They have rush, or, you know. Rashid there. Another word that I'm looking for, other than guidance.
Russia, the motorcycle.
Call out our page number when y'all get it.
341, I think. Russia.
Go to the verb itself first, so you can see it.
Russia, to be in the right way. Follow the right course.
Be well guided.
Not go straight.
True faith, to
Okay.
be true believers. Become
That's it.
sensible, mature, grow up.
Okay.
Get your mind right.
Get your mind right.
Jim, this is Russia.
Okay.
Oh, I said that. No, I don't say Jim anymore. I said that.
Especially in religious matters.
Jimmer,
Right?
get your mind
Everybody
right.
see it? Okay? So, I am not, less to means I am not Arshud. I am not able to be guided, or to guide, or to behave properly. I'm not, no, you put it on you now. Look, keep in context. وَالنَّفْسُ تَعْلَمُ أَنِّي لَا أُصَادِقُهَا. Right? Keep it in context. The nafs, what about the nafs? Ta'alam knows that I am unable, that I will never be friended, I will never become intimate with it. وَلَسْتُ, and I am not able to guide myself or to be guided. Illa, important word. Illa, la ilah. Illa means except. 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 In other words, except. If you don't do this here,
No other way.
that's the exception.
Only way you can be guided.
Hina, another important word for us. Hina. Hina means, I'm going to just give you the meaning. Hina is a noun, it's an adverb. Hina means, adverbs are what kind of words, Kwame? We talked about them last week.
Descriptive.
Habib? What kind of words is an adverb? We talked about them last week.
Yeah, we did.
Descriptive.
No,
Come on, somebody.
Positional.
Positional.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
That's Hina. Right? So Hina is being used, it means wow or when. When.
Wow.
Okay? Right?
Wow.
So I'm not able to guide illa hina a'asiha a'asiha a'asi a'asaw. I. We know the verb or a'asaw. 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 We know a'asaw?
Perhaps. Disobey.
To disobey. Right? And so it becomes a'asaw here because Hamza is for I. See, had goes back to the nafs. Except when I disobey the nafs.
Cannot be guided unless you disobey.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. You get it? You see the meaning? You can't. There's no guidance for you except when? Except when you disobey your nafs.
Wow.
And the nafs knows that.
So he constantly working.
So the half, all the halves,
In this case, it's going back to nafs.
but all the other halves.
It's going back to, yes.
So,
You understand the nafs now?
nafs.
The nafs, what do we say about the nafs? النفس تعلم أني لا أصدقها. The nafs knows, right? That I'm not going to be intimate with it. And I should know what? لست أرشد إلا حين أعصيها. I'm not going to be guided unless I do what? Unless I disobey my nafs.
Wow.
Wow does what?
Connects.
It connects,
Like.
right? So and I need to know I'm not going to be guided
Unless you
unless I disobey the nafs.
So you should constantly be disobeying.
It's like having a Negro in your pocket.
Ain't going there now.
I'm just saying, it's so.
White people commit crimes too, bro.
Okay, we'll say ignorant
A
person.
nonce.
I want a nonce.
Jim.
Alright?
It's not a good idea.
Okay? So everybody see the nafs.
Wow.
Okay? So even if you don't memorize anything else, you memorize this last. You don't memorize nothing else, you memorize that last verse. If we ask you about the nafs, what can you say about the nafs? النفس تعلم أنني لا أصدقها ولست أرشد إلا حين أعصيها.
Or see her.
Cool. That's
أعصيها.
what's up. Yeah.
Okay? That verse by itself is enough for us, really. Okay?
Me?
Okay, got it? Very happy?
Yeah.
Okay, got it? Understand it now? All right.
Oh wow. You want to play that? Here.
So let's look at the poem from its entirety from the beginning. Okay? ابدأ بالقراءة علي.
إن المكارم أخلاق مطهرة.
Okay, Abdur-Rahman.
فالدين أولها والعقل ثانيها.
ثانيها. Good. Okay. علي.
والعلم ثالث
والعلم
والعلم
فا.
ثالثها
Okay.
والحلم
والحلم.
والحلم رابعها.
Okay. Good one. والجود.
والجود
خامسها.
خامسها والفضل سادسها.
وبيرو سابئها
was
والصبر
والصبر
ثانيها
والشكر تاسعها والهين بقاء باقيها.
Bakia. Right again, we said this word baki comes from bakia. Bakia means to remain. Right? To remain. So here is being used as the end of it. Right? What's left, the end of this, the end of these detergents is what? Lean. Is to be, flexible.
Lean with it.
Right? Don't be hard and rigid on people, on yourself.
Blast on you
Okay?
on the last
And
part.
so then we say, go behind me.
النفس تعلم أني لا يصدقها. أصدقها.
Usadikuha.
صادقها.
Okay, and then ayah.
ولست أرشد إلا حين
Asiha. Okay? Okay. That's good. All right? Thus, qala Imam Ali. Right? This is a little of something what he said.
You said you took a class on this?
No, we actually was doing a class, and one of the texts we had to read, we read a poem that talked about the soul. And that's when he talked about that's made me think about it. We may do that poem inshallah soon, though.
It talks about nafs.
Yeah, you talk about that. Yeah, it's a lot more. So, oh man, he said one verse says, "An-nafsu tabki ala dunya." An-nafsu tabki ala dunya. An-nafs, we know nafs. We know what tabki means. Tabki, cry.
Cries
Ala dunya,
for the dude.
for the dunya.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that was like, that hurt, right? You felt that, right? I thought you swung on me. You did, right?
And enough.
Yeah, this is
Another poem he said, وَصُونَ النَّفْسَ وَحْمِلْهَا مَا تَجَمُلَهَا, and protect the soul and beautify it, and carry it so that it looks beautiful. We'll go over those poems y'all one day. Shall we go over them?
He was. I didn't know he was a poet.
Yeah, he was a bad man. He was.
I know he did. I didn't know he was a poet though.
Say he used to recite his khutbahs and rhyme.
One day somebody, just so you know, one day somebody had, actually, we have the text. You may have heard me talk about. I definitely know you may have heard Harun talk about this book, Ajrumiyah.
Yeah.
One of the. It's not in poem, but it's a metin, a text of Arabic grammar. Only 25 lessons in this book.
You started with us, remember? You gave
Yeah.
it to us. You gave us the beginning, which was
Right.
that was enough. We was blown away by that.
And what happens in this book here, Imam Ali gave the instructions to this is how this actually came to be from his instructions. But somebody had made a statement that, and I look and see if I have it, but that you couldn't give a talk or khutbah without using Hamza, and he got up and gave one on the cuff. He just
What?
without using the
Stop
letter
playing.
Hamza. Can you imagine? That's like without using letter A, and when we speak.
Yeah.
That's how it's significant that Hamza is in Arabic. Someone said you couldn't give a talk, like it's not you can't talk without using this letter Hamza in Arabic.
Give me that
Yes, you
mic,
can.
man. Wow. Yeah, he's like, wow, Kim and them. You know what I mean?
What we call it, what they'll call that today?
Freestyle.
Freestyle, yeah, freestyle.
Wow. The best though.
That's Imam Ali, I mean, remember, if you think about it, and it's not to give credence to the Shiite method or their thinking, but in terms of Imam Ali, as a child he embraced Islam. As a child, he knew what he wanted to do. It ain't like he grew up he was a child who embraced Islam. And when the Prophet was saying, when he stood up and told his family members, he said, look, I see an enemy coming. Would you believe me? They said, of course. So then he said, all right, I'm the messenger of Allah, blah, blah. Man, sit your butt down. Amen. And then the Prophet said, who will stand up with me? And Ali, he stood up and said, I'll be with you, uncle. His family men, his father said, look, oh, they laughed at him. They laughed at him. Oh, look, you got a kid, a child following you. Imam Ali never deviated. So they say about him, he never prostrated to idols or nothing. He was always pure. This is Imam Ali. So,
Start taking heads. They remember them then.
and unfortunately, because even in Islamic history, that the fight that's an ugly mark in Islamic history for the Muslims. I mean, many people feel. I mean, whether or not, he may have been duped out of his rightful place, but the reason Islamic he think is because he was the youngest of all, and it wasn't his time yet. And when it became his time, the Muslims wasn't ready. The people wasn't ready for him. It wasn't ready for a man like him. They really wasn't ready for Umar. They wasn't. The Prophet's companions, I mean, his close ones, I mean, they had a different message, a different personality. That was different. I mean, Abu Bakr was with the Prophet, in the cave, I mean, this guy, he gave all his wealth, all of it, for Allah. they had to do a battle. Abu Bakr gave everything. And they said, what did you leave your family? He said, I left my family, Allah and his messenger. Umar tried to compete with Abu Bakr. So what he did, before he found out Abu Bakr gave, he went and divided all of his things he had. Things, things he liked and didn't like. He kept what he didn't like and then gave away what he didn't like. He kept what he didn't like for himself and gave away to others. Fisabilillah. We do the opposite. So he thought he had Abu Bakr beat. Then he asked him, what did you give? I gave everything.
Oh man, I'm done.
They was competing.
Yeah.
This is the sabiqa. Simu sabiqa. That's what they did. But this here poem is really, I mean, for me, it's a really nice poem to understand how our character should be.
I guess it's been the last 3 weeks you've given us stuff like this. And what's really amazing is that we read stuff that seemingly like this in English. It never has the effect that those 3 last things, right? Your boy Assad last week flying your boy head off. And the one the week before about the Fard Island stuff. This has really been like really good lessons for us.
Like I said, for me, only because I know, we're the same people. If we study grammar all the time, it's going to be boring. You got to see what you can do. When you learn grammar, what you can do. And what the Arabic literature really has to offer. And the possibilities that open up.
Is it like if, I remember we talked about possibly adding a second class.
Yeah, I really would like to do that. We really need it.
Do maybe like one class on the grammar and then one class with like stuff like this?
We eventually come to that, We eventually will come to that where you can do, like time the class, time the class where we do segments, like what we call like in school they call them periods.
Periods, yeah.
Hissa in Arabic, call it hissa in Arabic. Hissa of this, hissa of that, hissa of that. That's why you're trying to start the class at 10 o'clock so we can stretch out the time now, being that the doors move, it's an hour later now, so we can stretch out the time and then I was debating whether we were going to do something, like do this or do something. I wanted to actually do something from the Quran, but that was, I looked at it and I said, man, it's a lot. But I really want to do something with the Quran. Really want to do something so we can read. Like, I think we did a couple of times. Read it and then look at the text. What do we extract from here from a grammatical point so we can put it in perspective? So, inshallah, Allah Musa'an, Allah will help us, inshallah, if we stay the course, Because again, what you have, that's why I'm encouraging you, gotta use the language. Don't just take the class, come to class, and then wait till 8:30 Sunday morning to start studying again. 9 o'clock or the night before. You don't,
He was at my house this morning.
Watching you like.
That's why, like today, if you notice, we started the class, asking you about stuff that we did last week. You gotta think. You gotta put it on you because we're not in that environment. We're not around people who talking about this here. Imagine if I'm not even going to talk about our children right now. I'm not even going to talk about the children because the children are really missing out because the adults don't have no sense. I'm going to say that again. The children miss out because the adults don't have any sense. But imagine if our Imam, the Muslim leaders in our area, if they were all about true Islamic education. We learning Arabic should be the top of the list. Abdur-Rahman, this has always been my talk. I'm not going to deviate from that because I know its importance. This is just something Allah just blessed me to understand. I understand its importance. But at the same time, and I know like sometimes she may even I can't get cocky with it because I have to read. I read this, so how can I now put myself, You understand? That's why I don't. Yeah, especially that, But I'm just saying, because I have to exercise this many times. These people, no, they don't know. No, they don't know. You try to teach people, think, you know, we're not trying to be Arabs. I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I'm not an Arab. But the Arabic language is what Allah chose to reveal this language in. The religion of Islam in. Now, either we gonna rise to the standard, or we're gonna always get treated as second and third, fourth class Muslims because we don't have ability to go to the source. The source is in the Arabic language, not in English, not in someone translating it for us, and that's what we rely on. I mean, I just don't get. I really don't. I mean, I do not get it. I just don't understand why we continue to do that. You know, and then we're going to raise our children to be the same way. Our children are going to be dumber than us. I mean, really, on some of the, I mean, I don't even have a Facebook account, but sometimes I hear the stuff. I mean, what the Muslims are involved in today is far from what the Muslims are supposed to be about. We're more concerned about foolishness than trying to, you know, find ways that we can enhance our Islam. You have classes, I mean, you know, I mean, they might fluctuate, right? I mean, they're not always full. I mean, sometimes, you know, people don't come to class. We've been at this for how long now, for our Arabic class? Over 6 months now? Alaikum salam. 1, 2. Alhamdulillah, you came because you was coming. You seen the effort. I mean, you know, you've seen hear the information. You wanted to do it. You know, but y'all ain't the only 4 brothers in the daggone masjid in the community. Ain't the ikhwah? Where are they? Where are they? I mean, and you wonder why we don't move forward. I mean, it's not just here. So it's not just at any place. It's a phobia about learning the language. And for whatever reason, people just don't learn the language. Don't know what you're missing. Don't know. You know, so what they're going to, you know.
I'll testify to that.
We just don't know.
I mean, I wanted to learn the language. I didn't know it was going to be like this. No. I didn't know. I just wanted to learn the language so I knew that, you know, this is the language that Allah revealed the Quran and it says in the Quran about the Arabiya. And I figured you get better understanding that way. But then just this whole... Oh, man. I broke it. You broke the chair, man. It's my chair, too, man.
Oh. Is that your favorite chair?
No, it's my chair to go up on my porch.
Okay.
You know what?
We got to leave in one moment. Just want to, I also want, I realized what my other one is. I didn't want to erase this here while that was up. But what we need to do right quick is you need to make an account of your verb forms. Make sure all the verb forms that we have to date, you should make sure that you know how to do them.
Up to 6, right? Up to
Okay?
verb
You
form
should make
6.
sure you know how to do all your verb forms. You know, form 1, of course, that's the one you have to go to the dictionary to extract the verbal noun, the vowel for the present tense, etc. But for forms 2 and 3, think about for 2 and 3, for form 2, what's the characteristic of form 2? It has shadda. So that shadda stays in. So for 2, what's the characteristic of form 3? It has the aleph in it. Okay? How about for form 4? A true hamza. Right? And that true hamza stays in form, except in the present tense. And then those verbs, 2, 3, and 4, in the present tense, we always go back to the dhamma and the prefix levels. Right? The imperative is, 2, 3. 2 and 3 don't need hamza to wasl for the imperative. Right? Right? If I see it? Kabbara, yukabbiru. What's the imperative for kabbara, yukabbiru? Kabbir. Right? Just take off, right? There's no need for hamza to wasl in the imperative for 2 and 3. And same thing for 4, because that's your true hamza comes back. Aslama, yuslimu, aslim. 5th and 6th forms. The fifth form is like the second form, except that it has an additional ta in the beginning. So it has the ta in the shadda. And the 6th form is like the 3rd form. It has the ta in the aleph. Right? Okay? Because we want to also give the other verb forms. Okay, we want to start giving other verbs, so at least we have them, because, in a moment, soon in Dr. Abdur-Rahman, he's going to start talking about the other forms soon. Not in book 1, but in book 2, I believe they come up. I forget now, actually when they come up, but I know they're not in this book. But, they have, but he don't do the lesson in this book, though. Okay? So, like I said, we still have one more Sunday for this month. April, we're going to go back to the book, so we'll be starting lesson 6 back in his book, so we get some more grammar rules based on his format, inshallah.
Are we gonna do, volumes 2 and 3 in this class, or that gonna?
What's that?
Are we gonna do volumes 2 and 3 in this class?
What we can. I mean, I don't, we should be able to finish, because it's only, I think, how many lessons in this book? I think, what, 20? 27, 26, something like that, I think, in that book. So already at 6, I mean, in the moment, it's gonna be going all downhill in a minute with this book.
23.
Yeah, so that's not a lot of lessons, really, I mean, we would have been there had we not stopped to fill in the gaps. There's no honor in just going through a book just say you went through a book. We're not racing nobody. If we want to race, let's race to paradise. We ain't trying to race, say we finished the book just for the sake of saying we finished the book. Okay, everybody understand? Okay. All right. So make sure you review those verbs. You should know past, present. There's 6 things you should be able to do with a verb: past, present, masdar, imperative, ism, fa'il, ism, maf'ul for a verb. Okay. Make sure you review those. Practice conjugating your verbs. Okay. And maybe we have to give you some verbs to make you do it. Maybe you have to do that. Yeah, maybe we have to do that. Maybe I need to, impose. Put on my dictator hat, Kufi. All right, dictator Kufi on now. All right. Akhada.
These right now?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Akhada. Homework. Akala. Full conjugation. Full conjugation.
All 6 things.
No, full conjugation, including all 6 things. You don't have to do full in other words, once you have akada, you should take akada through all these changes. What you can get: past, present, imperative, masdar, ism, fa'il, ism, maf'ul. That's one thing, and then do a full conjugation: past, present, and the imperative. That's full conjugation.
Okay. Masdar, and what other 2 you said? Ismul.
Fa'il, yeah, all 6 things. Akada, akala,
Ismul, maf'ul.
bada'a, bahatha, taraka, yakfi, 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 yakfi.
No, more.
Last.
She don't understand what full conjugation is.
I'm like, yo! I'm like, brother, can we detract 5 of those?
Let's do Musa.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Right? Akhadha, akala, bada'a, bahatha, taraka. Okay, we stopped here. Okay? Oh, taraka.
Taraka.
Taraka. Okay. Okay. What do you say about the nafs? What do you say about the nafs? Come on. Nafs. Come on. A-nafsu, ta'alamu, anni, la, usadikuha. Walastu, arshudu, illa, hina,
what's the last word?
asiha. That's good. Asiha. Good. Okay.
What is that? The last one?
Taraka. Let me write it.
I see. Oh, I see. No, I got it. That was cool.
Okay.
Full conjo. Now you will call me Wednesday. But it's cool, Joe. Cool, Joe. Yeah. I can't understand my notes. I do it all the time, yo. Tell me what I wrote. That's my wife. She's like, I don't know.
But
That's what food is. Like, you should have got coach yesterday. I was like,
I gotta call Saturday. Somebody gotta get out to that spot.
Wednesday.
What's my sister got executed? At Stonecrest Mall. From 2 to 6 today. She said she go pay.
You want me to keep it? You told me to do it?
I told him
Told me to side?
you told me one or two brothers.
Yeah, 2 people. You on the side? Y'all gonna just take the train out there?
That's why I asked him there, I was like, you got a side, do you?
She wants 2 brothers. She wants 2 brothers. She'll take one is sufficient, but she asked if she